And says 21 degrees, which is worrying me because we're sort of dissing him today, saying 25 and 26 degrees. You know, Barbara's 25, I'm 26 degrees. I think it's going to get there. Bit of a struggle, though, to be quite honest with you. It is Tuesday, February the 9th, and absolutely elated. Now, let me do this first.
Galaxy 107fm.
And you know, I am absolutely elated. And first of all, I got to welcome along everybody that's watching us live on Facebook Live right now. If you're going to watch it a little later on YouTube, you know what to do, right? Yeah, you do. Sub, thumb, bell. Bingo. That's so you get notifications for when we're doing things like this. Once we've loaded it up onto YouTube. Brilliant, absolutely fantastic, and I'm absolutely elated. We're going over to Nashville, Music City, catching up with our good family member here at Galaxy, Timothy Craig. And believe me, you know Timothy, we love Timothy here at Galaxy, we really do. So, what's it going to be? Here's Timothy Craig.
For so many years, I've been singing my song.
How you feeling, buddy?
I'm good. The sun finally came out today. It's been dreary all morning.
Yeah, I see it landed on your wall.
Yeah, that'll always be that. That's always got the sun. But I went for a walk this morning, and it was, cloud, just overcast. Winter. It's winter.
Yep. No snow.
No, there was a light little snow that barely stuck on the ground last week.
Okay.
But no, we don't get it. It's rare. And if we do get it that heavy, it's great because they'll close the schools and the kids love it.
Yeah.
It's like my dad's in Madison, Wisconsin. It was Saturday. It was like minus 12.
Gosh. See, do you follow the gridiron? Did you follow the gridiron over the weekend? You see the Chiefs got hammered by the Buccaneers?
Yeah, I watched the whole thing, but to me, the Buccaneers' defense is so good. I mean, they shut down Drew Brees when they played the Saints, and I don't know. I just think Tom Brady's great. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying the whole team stepped up.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole that quarterback at the Chiefs to just 3 field goals.
Got to wonder though how it felt to be in such an empty stadium.
Yeah, they allowed a certain percentage in there. I'm not sure. They showed the crowd sometimes, and then you'd have a row of cardboard cutouts, and then you'd have real people. I don't know if it was 20% of the stadium. They allowed a percentage in because they have been doing it in other games.
Right. Yep.
Not just the Super Bowl.
Yep. But believe me, that's when you peak. I mean, you absolutely come to the best of the best for the Super Bowl. And then there's only a third of a crowd there. You sort of, give me a hot dog.
Yeah, I guess they're used to playing that way all year. So I guess the players are used to doing that with no one there. So, but it is weird to look at it, isn't it?
It is, and I've been watching a bit of wrestling on the interwebby thing because I don't actually watch television, bro, but. Because there's no sports on television right now, to be honest, except for maybe the Super Bowl or something like that.
Everyone.
And believe me, I've been watching the wrestling. Those guys, it's got to be weird for them because they're actually performing in front of big screens with people on the big screens, if you know what I mean. They're doing the internet audience. But, if you associate that with concerts, for instance, I really couldn't look forward to going to see an artist if I'm just going to go to my lounge. It's not the same, is it?
It's not, because I feel like you don't. I think when you go to a concert, it's more of you feel it too. You don't just hear it and see it, but you feel it, kind of.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And artists get off on the crowd and the energy the crowd's bringing. And the crowd gets off
between both.
Yeah, exactly. And same with the engineers that do the front of house and stuff like that. We love crowd. You know what I mean? I can't get dressed up and look forward to go to the lounge. I can't do it. It just doesn't have the same feel. Let's go live, Tim.
Tampa is right by where I go to Florida in Fort Myers.
Okay, well, Tampa Bay is
2 hours more south.
Hi, John
nice.
Foster.
Well, Tampa Bay is my football team. I like them. Hold on.
Oh, great.
Let's go to the desk.
Galaxy FM, our radio beats. Galaxy FM.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and I'm absolutely elated, I really, really am, to be able to catch up with our good friend again, Timothy Craig, coming out of Nashville. Now, Timothy, always a pleasure to have you back, but these are surreal times right now. How are you keeping?
Well, we haven't had live shows, so I've just been using the time to try to go in the studio, and I think a lot of artists or bands in Nashville are also doing that. Because if we can't play out live, you might as well get in the studio, stay apart from each other, and try to create something new.
Yep, I totally get it. I really, really do. And believe me, I speak to a lot of artists that are in the same boat right now, literally not doing shows, creating new music, putting down new tracks, and of course recording new video. I've got to welcome along Dr. John as well, from Dr. John's studios. John, have you got a new partner? Must talk about this, especially Mary Downs. Congratulations to you, Mary, and believe me, you're getting in to a very, very cool outfit with Dr. John Studios. You really, really are. Talking to Timothy Craig right now, and we opened up the show with What's It Gonna Be? Now, let's refresh our audio audience's memory. Now, tell me a little bit about that.
About the song?
Yeah, what's it gonna be?
Oh, that was just about making a change. Am I going to keep doing the same routine, or make some changes and shake up my life, basically.
Fair enough. I believe it.
Because I said, what's it going to be? Am I going to keep singing the same old tune? It's really about, am I going to keep doing the same, not music, just am I going to keep doing the same things in life, or am I going to, go off the path a little bit?
Well, I always find that discovery is a good way to go. Then, you can always learn from that. And if you want to enjoy it, well, do it more than once.
Yes.
Enjoy life. It's too short not to enjoy, I've got to be honest with you. So make the most of it while you can. And these days, of course, being rather surreal days and times right now, making the most of it is most important, really, I think.
Yes. It's almost like, you go down the same road with music, which I love, but there's other things in my life. I'd like to get off at some other exits off the highway here and there and do some other things also, and so that's where I was kind of going with that.
Yeah, I fully get that. Now, the last time we spoke, there was a hurricane went through Nashville, and you had some friends there that had a little difficulty with that. How are they going?
Well, it was a tornado, and it did rip through. Actually, it ripped through. I had a storage unit, still have it, but it just leveled some of the storage units. Mine, I was okay. Some things got wet, but everything was okay. And they're still around here rebuilding some homes and from that. So they're still kind of picking up after that tornado.
That really is, well, at least they are safe and they lived through it, if you know what I mean.
I don't think there was any deaths. I don't think anybody died in that.
No.
I'm not positive, but I think everybody got out of that danger.
Absolutely. In fact, I had friends of ours, they had their business absolutely leveled. They really did. So they had to pick up and move on, and hopefully they're rebuilding right now as we speak. So believe me, it's all a recovery thing after that. But believe me, at the same time, then comes this COVID virus thing, and that was just, it's... Are you relying on the vaccine, Tim, like pretty much everybody else?
Well, I think they started that pretty heavy in the U.S. with age brackets. Like, I don't know what it is, like 80 and up or 75 and up. They're starting with the elderly and then the people, the healthcare workers, and, they have this structure. So I don't know, like my mom in Florida has not received the vaccine yet, but they are doing them.
Very, very cool. Now, when we first started finding out about a vaccine, I've got to admit to you, Tim, that I was absolutely fascinated with this because Barbara actually has a friend who's a scientist that's working on a vaccine in England. He's with Oxford University and stuff like that. So she never ceases to amaze me. I mean, she's got a New Zealand champion in the family. She's also got a he's not representing New Zealand right now, but in the America's Cup, he's skippering one of the boats there. Very, very sports-orientated family, and the knowledge that she has is fantastic. It is, but then, as she's telling me this, she says, Grant, you do realise that Russia has one out, and it's called Sputnik 5. I'm going, now, hold on. Wasn't that a space program out of Russia?
Well, it sounds like it, wasn't it?
Yeah, didn't they have a Sputnik or something? What are they going to be putting people into space? That will take care of it.
Well, I guess that's one way to get away from it all.
Well, if you've got the COVID virus, we'll stick you on a big needle and.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. Population saved. We've got rid of everybody that's got it.
Is New Zealand? Is your community? How are you all dealing with all of it?
Well,
we're there.
No, we've got none in the community anywhere in New Zealand, and I think we had about 2 at the border.
No, none yesterday.
None
We've
yesterday.
Got about 30 at the border.
Yeah, we have had up to about 40 to 80 in the border, but we've got MIQ, which is Managed Isolation Quarantine, if you know what I mean. It's being jumped on. When somebody does get out, believe me, the dogs are on them. Like we get them, you know what I mean, and take care of it. So we're doing really, really well.
Good, that's great.
And believe me, to be very honest with you, we're not really worried about the vaccine at this time, as long as we're not getting complacent. You know what I mean? We don't want to get that way. All hell comes to, But we're sort of saying, let the rest of the world get the vaccine that is needed in the most wanted places first. We can take our time.
Yeah, true. If there's no urgency there, I agree.
The best thing about this, to be very, very honest with you, is that we care about humans and humanity. We've looked after ourselves, so therefore it would be rather remiss of us to be selfish right now and say, here, we want the vaccine like everybody else is screaming out for it. You guys go and put it in the places that you need it first. And then later down the track, we'll take a share of it as well. And only when we need it. I don't think that everybody here in New Zealand actually does need it right now,
That's great. That's good.
Absolutely a bonus. And, it's always good to be forever in your arms.
Forever in your arms. That's the new one.
That is the new one, so tell me all about it, Tim.
I just thought the lyrics were strong, and I just thought it deserved. That's the one I started recording, I think, taking my time in August. I think I started it in August last year, and just kind of worked on it when I could, up towards the holidays, and I always thought it should have a string section. So it's the first song where I've ever had real strings, viola, violin, cello, which was really cool and turned out, I just always heard it in my head that song should have strings. So I did that, and so there's 2 kind of things that are different for me. It starts with a kind of a big piano intro, and I don't play piano, so, most of my recorded music doesn't really start with piano because I play guitar. So it starts with this big piano, and it has strings, and I think it's a great song for, weddings, engagement, anniversaries, because of the lyrics. So when we did the video, we had the girl, Bonnie Valentine, who was in the other video I did, and she's in a wedding dress. So we just thought the song should go that way. And Valentine's Day is in a week, so it's good timing.
Absolutely it is, and nice to see Bonnie back in the video. I have had a look at it and I went, I recognise her. And what an asset to your videos that you brought her along, believe me. What a great asset to, especially the last video we saw her in as well, if I remember right.
She's just great. She's so good at that.
If I remember, Tim, it was All Out Lover that she was in.
Yeah, you took the All Out Lover, now it's over. She was doing some burlesque sharp moves in that.
Yeah,
yes, she's really good.
Yeah, believe me.
I'm going to have her in 2 videos.
You know,
we might do another song called "Crime of the Century," which is already recorded, and we may do a little spoof off Bonnie and Clyde for the video.
You know, believe me.
I think she's going to be in it, and I hope she is.
Yeah, believe me, because she got my attention in All Out of Lover, and I've had a look at this new video that you've produced, especially for Forever in Your Arms. And as you say, Tim, perfect timing for Valentine's Day. It really, really is. And on your behalf, Tim, for everybody that's watching, for everybody that's listening on Valentine's Day, from us here at Galaxy and Timothy Craig, here to be forever in your arms at Galaxy. Damn, it's hot in here.
Yeah, I think if we do this Crime of the Century song and we play Bonnie and Clyde kind of thing,
Hi, Chris.
it's going to be cool too. That might come out in June.
I like that. I like that. The only downside to Bonnie and Clyde is they got shot the shit out.
They did. So we're going to have to rewrite that ending, kind of like Quentin Tarantino did with that Hollywood. What's the movie with Brad Pitt recently?
Oh,
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
That's the one. Yeah.
Because Quentin Tarantino rewrote the ending, because when they went into that house, the whole Manson clan, it didn't turn out well. But in the movie, he rewrote it so they prevailed, the good guys.
Yep, and she got away being able to have her baby, if I remember right.
So at the end of maybe this new video, maybe in June, we won't get riddled with bullets. I don't know.
Maybe you'll sit there and have a jar with the sheriff.
Exactly. we toast the sheriff, or the sheriff jumps in the car, we all ride off.
Yeah, exactly. Wasn't it Elliot Ness?
Elliot Ness.
Yeah. And don't forget Al Capone and the big thing that happened there in Chicago on Valentine's as well, the Valentine's Massacre.
One of the biggest wedding months is June, so the timing is good for the song. And I tell you what we did a remix, and we pulled out drums, electric guitars, and bass. So there's just piano, strings, and vocals, and I'm going to release in a couple of months an acoustic version that's really powerful.
Wow, send me a copy. And I really want a copy of Crime of the Century as well. I want you to...
I can send an MP3 that way, yeah.
Come on back, let's talk about that one as well. Because believe me, bro, huge fan, as you know, and I love your music, I really do. Now, we have played this a couple of times, but we haven't said anything to anybody, and it's been actually getting quite a reaction.
Great.
And I was told before, more so from the females that's listening to us.
Oh, yeah, well, you know, the lyrics. It's the lyrics that are...
That'll be it.
The power of that song.
Let's go back to the desk. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. Got to say hi to Chris Andreas, who's following us on Facebook Live. On the radio side of it, got to say hi to Angel and to Tina over in Oklahoma. Thank you guys for tuning in and taking in some time with Timothy Craig here coming out of Nashville, and it's an absolute pleasure to be talking to Tim. And now we're talking a little bit about the future and
Hey,
crime of the
John.
century. Will you come back again? Will you give us a copy? Can we do an interview about that?
Oh, sure. The song's already recorded. We just probably won't work on putting it out or a video until maybe, June or July. Because we have this Forever in Your Arms coming out, where it's out, streaming everywhere. And then I mentioned we also did a remix and did a remix and made it with we had to replay the piano because the drums were getting into the mics of the piano. So anyway, we have a version coming out, an acoustic version with just piano, strings, and vocals that puts more emphasis on the lyrics because there's not drums, electric guitars going on. And I'll send you that also. We're going to put that out with a follow-up video, probably a re-edit of the same video, and then we'll put that out in a couple months. So then the crime of the century is going to come out after the Forever in Your Arms. Because everybody gets married, I guess one of the biggest months is June. so we're pushing this song like till June, this and the acoustic version.
Well, I got to be honest with you. I'm always a big fan of yours, Tim. I really, really am, and I'm absolutely loving Forever in Your Arms. And as you said, good timing for getting out your Valentine's music. And believe me, you're the first one this year. At the same time, Tim, is it too late to say Happy New Year?
No, I like hearing that all year.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, from us here, Tim, Happy New Year. I hope 21 is a
New
better
Year
year for you. Believe me, we certainly want everything to come back to normal and get some touring done, get some music done, get Tim down here in New Zealand and playing in front of New Zealand audiences. We really, really do. But at the moment, we got to abide by the rules and we're going to do that. Now, having said that, Tim, your inspirations, people like Tom Petty, for instance, I can hear that in your music.
Yeah, he's my number one. I loved, I still love Bob Seger and John Mellencamp and Bruce Springsteen and Bryan Adams. But Tom Petty somehow cut to the top of it all, but I was really influenced by all those singer-songwriters.
Yeah, and unfortunately he only passed away not so long ago as well, Yep, absolutely. And I see you got Jimmy Buffett in there as well, one of my faves as well. So,
I think that's from growing up in Florida. I don't know, because, he has so much influence with Key West and the water and boats. So I got exposed to a lot of Jimmy Buffett as a kid.
next
Yes,
time you're
you
in
will
Florida,
too,
why don't you go
Robin.
down to
Should be able to
Jacksonville,
see
go
too.
and go to Daly's place and take in some AEW wrestling for me.
Up next.
What's it called?
AEW wrestling at Daly's place.
Oh. Well, I've been in Jacksonville a long time because I grew up in Fort Myers, which is south of Tampa, way down there. So if I drive down to Fort Myers, I don't usually hook up to Jacksonville. But I've been there, but it's been a long time.
Yeah, well, next time you do, make a point of it and do it for me because I want to go there. Do you know what I mean? And just experience the ambience of what's happening there. But being to Tampa, you know what? I actually thought Tampa was quite a tropical place. I arrived in the wintertime and it was snowing. It was
Wow.
Yeah, it really was. And I went, they took me to go and see the Tampa Bay football team there, a gridiron team, and I became a big fan of what they do there. So
Tampa Bay Buccaneers, yes.
absolutely. So believe me, absolutely brilliant football game. These guys can play, but I got to tell you, we here in New Zealand, we don't play with pads and we don't do helmets and stuff like that. We play hardcore rugby union. Believe me, we do.
I'm sure there's a lot of injuries. No?
Well,
No.
not as many as you would think, to be very honest with you, bro.
Yeah.
And if there is, usually on the other side for some strange reason.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and usually Australia.
They're always on the opposing team. Okay.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
you know, when I was playing rugby, when I was in high school, kind of thing. Well, we had a hospital right across the road from the football grounds. You know what I mean? So many visits paid by visiting teams over there.
I didn't know they had you had a team there.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Believe me. One of the doctors over at the hospital across the road from our high school said to me one day, "Are you working for us?"
That's funny.
I went, yeah, quite possibly. Here's one for you, Tim, just before we go. I have a couple of security dogs that we have here in the office overnight, in case, you know, anything untoward happens when nobody's here. But I take them for their walks usually first thing in the morning and last thing at night. Usually up around the cemetery, which is about 4 or 5 blocks away, if you know what I mean. So it's, you know, nice little walk up there, nice one back. And I was wandering around the graveyard the other day, and this little old man comes up to me and he goes, was it you or your brother that passed away? I went, I don't know, I'll have to call my brother.
He doesn't know what to say.
What? Is this a joke? You being serious?
I'm being serious. He came up to me and says, was it you or your brother?
He said, you or your brother passed away, and you said what to him?
I said, I don't know, I'll have to call my brother.
It's a joke.
Oh.
It's true. It really is. But I did have a brother that passed away, wow, you know, many years
Did he
ago.
explain himself further about why he was saying that to you?
No, I just thought he was Jewish.
No, okay.
It's a
You know what they're like, you know. Yeah. Anyway, true, I did actually. He sort of spoke that way. So I tried to figure it out. I really did. You know, but believe me, it's stuck in my head. I'm going, nobody's let me know I passed away yet.
That's weird.
That
he
is-
must have, did he see something in a newspaper or somebody that looked like you?
I don't know. Maybe he was, maybe he was a ghost himself.
Oh, there you go.
You know,
There you go.
There's something I've never thought about.
You said you were near the graveyard, right?
Yeah, I was, you know, because I do a loop of the graveyard and then come on back to the studio again and take my dog out. Then I'll take the next one out. You know what I mean? So it's,
Maybe it was a ghost. Maybe it wasn't a real person.
well, he wasn't there when I got back again. Let's put it that way. And that was only about maybe an hour at the most, and he wasn't there then. So yeah, that's rather weird
A
now.
little spooky.
Yeah, I'll have to talk to Dr. John actually. Here's one for you. Good friend of ours that's joined us right now from Dr. John Studios over in the UK. I heard back in the day, John, that you had something to do with paranormal hunting and interviewing paranormalists and everything like that. I want to get the skinny on ghosts, I really do, because now I'm starting to think about this. That's weird.
That is, because when you first started talking about it, I thought you were telling me maybe it was a joke. But you're telling me this really happened.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, little man, not too big, you know, just wandered on up to me like he knew me. You know what I mean? And
You need to get that, or you get something, you know, those little crews that go out to places and see if there's any spirits walking around. You need to get a little crew over there.
oh, believe me, everywhere around here has history.
Barbara will handle it. Get Barbara out there at night. She'll handle it.
I'm still trying to
Yeah,
get Barbara tattooed. No, hold on. Actually, Barbara has had experiences with the paranormal. Our last studios we used to be in was haunted. It really was. But it was only attracted to Barbara.
I don't know.
Oh,
It was. Every time
See,
Barbara was
Ginger,
around,
see,
believe me, all
Ginger.
sorts of stuff was going on, and chairs were going up and down. In fact, in the middle of the night, chairs were moving across the office floors.
so actually, some of these ghosts or they're following Barbara around. You're saying?
No, I think he was the permanent resident of that particular building, but just absolutely enjoyed Barbara more than anybody else. We sort of, you know, he ignored the hell out of us, to be honest with you. And
Well, must have had a crush on Barbara. Barbara's great.
she named him.
Oh, thank you, Charles.
That's the problem. As soon as you name something, well, it stays, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, well, she named him John. And
Is this
it
who
just
they named
stayed.
the building after? Someone John.
Yeah, yeah.
From England,
He was an
yeah.
admiral in
Yeah.
the
His name was
English
John
Navy or
somebody.
something like that, yeah. Anyway, my friend, we are going to have to move on, but please, please, please come back again and let's release Crime of the Century. You know, every time I think of Crime of the Century, I've got to be honest with you, Tim, no disrespect to you, but I think of Supertramp.
I love Supertramp. Breakfast in America.
Yeah,
That whole album.
exactly.
But I'll always send you the acoustic version of "A Forever in Your Arms" too, and then I'll send you "Crime of the Century" also. But we won't be working and promoting the "Crime of the Century" until, like I said, July after everybody gets married in June.
Well, believe me, I've got to be honest with you, Tim, we are pretty much booked up that far away as well, so it'll be good timing to be able to get in there and we can release it when you need it to be released on the day. How's that?
Perfect.
Brilliant.
Sounds great.
Brilliant. But in the meantime, don't go anywhere just yet. We'll go back to Studio B and
Galaxy 107.